They say Shepston traders sell household appliances for cash and credit. They also charge fees for repairing appliances. So you're going to see you're going to have sales and you're going to have a current or a fee income. But can you see that the repairing is only cash? You need to remember this. The business owner, Brian Johns. The information relates to the budget period. Why does this thing jump? Because I'm not even touching it. Does it jump? Yeah. I don't know why it jumps. It irritates me. Okay. Calculate the amounts A to C on the debtor's collection schedule. So now, can you see how nice they did it for you? They already marked it A, B, C. Now, the first thing you see here is we need to go look. What do they tell me about debtors? And I say, oh, 30% is paid in the month of sales. So that's 0, that's 1, that's 2. Can you see they don't tell you what the bad debts is like they usually do? Okay, so let me just write for myself. 0 is 30 less 5, 1 is 45, 2 is 22. So now, very important. For the bad debt, you're not going to use that less 5. Oh, and I'm writing in the air. For the bad debt, I'm not going to use the minus 5. Why? Because 30% of the debtors pay me. And for them, I give 5% discount. So what is my bad debt percentage going to be? If I look here, 30 plus 45 plus 22, it gives me 97. Right? You're not going to say 25. You hear me? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, now, what is 100 less 97? 3. Meaning, bad debt, 3%. Ne? Because bad debt is written off. You're walking through your pattern. 0, 1, 2, bad debt. 0, 1, 2, bad debt. 0, 1, 2, bad debt.
3 is always bad debt.
Not necessarily, depending where you start. Because if you only pay 1 month after, you start with 1, 2, 3, then 4 would be bad debt. Or if your debtors take 2 months, then 3 would be. So you can't say it's always 3, but it's always the last. Okay. And you do not write off bad debt up until you've gone through the whole road. Nay. So 0, 1, 2. So you can see December. Nay. Here. Now let's see October. So if I have October, November, December, January. October is month 0. November is 1. December is 2. So after December, I'm not going to receive anything. So I'm going to bad debt. And I don't write it in January because I don't receive bad debt. I'm writing it off. It's not cash. Okay. So 308 times 3% gives me 308 times 3%, which I got from there, 90. Like that. Okay. So, November, yes? Oh, okay. So, they tell me in month 0, 30% debtors pay, 45% pay, 22% pay. So, if I add that together, only 97% of my debtors are paying. So, it means 3% won't pay and I'm going to bad debt them. Okay. So, now if I look, November is 0, so December is 1, so January is 2. Is there, I don't know why they don't want the bad debt. Can I tell you why? Can you see there that I'm actually also to write off bad debt now? Can you see? Because I've gone through the 3 steps. But I'm not going to calculate it. Why?
It's not.
Because it's grade. They don't want to double test you. Remember, they only got 150 marks to work with. They're not going to test something twice. They already tested that you know how bad debts work. Right? So they're not going to test it again. You guys get me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, December is 0, so meaning January is 1, which is 45%. So, 364 times 45% gives me
1638. 163800. Yeah.
okay. January is 0. So it's going to be times 30% times 95%. And that gives me
100. 548.
Can you see? Also no adding because it's grayed out. Please do not waste your time writing on grey. Okay? So, next question. Yes.
Why are the answers not? One of them I was able to remove.
Which one? The 9240?
All of them. Why they?
I remember when we were marking this, there was something different. Our amount is right. Our amounts are definitely not wrong. I think it's they use different sales. But now I cannot tell you why it was like that. I really can't. I can't remember, but I remember in that year they actually had a double memo. I remember that. Because our stuff is most definitely not wrong. Okay. I wonder why. I'll think a bit again. Because I can't remember why, but I remember that. I wonder if I still got the memo. Let me just quickly see. Now the next one, they say calculate the amounts indicated A to C on the cash budget. Okay, so let's look at the cash budget. So A is rent income for December. You see? So what do they tell me about rent? They say rent income will be increased with 9% effective January. Okay? Meaning that one is after the increase. So I've got December plus the increase gives me January. Okay. So December is 100. The increase is 9, meaning January is 109. So now I say January is 20,056. I want December and I have January. So this is going to give me what? 18? Okay. Payment to creditors. Now, let's quickly look. Payment to creditors, they want for January. So, I look at purchases. 80% is credit. Stock is replaced in the month of sales, meaning purchases equals cost of sales. Creditors are paid 2 months after the purchase month. I want January. So 2 months back is November. Okay. So in other words, I want to take November's purchases. Did they give me any purchases? I don't see any purchases. So what can I use? Let's go back. They give me here cost of sales. So I'm going to use November's cost of sales. 456,000. 456,000. They tell me 80% is on credit. And there's no discount, ne?
Yep.
So it's just that. And it gives me what?
364,800.
Okay. If I look at C, January cleaning services, is that right? Cleaning service. So they say, Shepstone traders undertake, this is payments, ne?
Yeah.
Extensive cleaning and sanitation during December each year. This has the effect of increasing the cleaning services budget by 65% in December only. The normal monthly fee is expected to increase by 5% in January. Everybody sharp?
That's right.
Okay, so they don't give me January, they give me December. But what do I know? December is 65% more than norm. You guys get me? So in other words, if I look at November, we paid 100%. December we paid 65% more. Okay? January, there's an increase of 5. Okay, so what am I going to do? They give me this one. So I first need to work it back to that one, and then I'm going to take it to that one. Does that make sense? Okay, so they give me December is 15,510. That 15,510, I want 100, but I got 165. When I get that, I want 105, ne? But I have 100. So can you see the hundreds cancel out? So you can literally just say 105 over 165. Okay. And that gives me what?
9.70. But then at the beginning they told us that the repairs is cash. So meaning that all of the credit sales comes from the sales.
Yeah, but there's the total.
But then it's no, the credit sales, look at the credit sales.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry. I thought I was recording. But it's fine. Now I am. Explain why the repair staff members are not satisfied with their workload. And we already established it. Their workload is now increasing. Now you can do the same thing. So you can say, customers budgeted 70, but actual 136.
it's almost double than what
Ne? You can even say there, almost double. So, they still just 2 workers. Ne? So we can do what we did with the previous one. You can say, fee income, you can compare the fee income, budgeted 32,000, actual 66. Or you can do what they did, they divided. So you say, okay, 70 divided by 2, meaning budgeted 35 customers. Ne? Customers per worker. Ne? You understand what I'm saying? But if I say here, actual was, what is 60, what is it? 136, it's going to be 72, 78. 68 per worker. So they're working double, but they get Did they get an increase?
No.
No increase.
And they're earning less than the sales tax just for
Are they earning less? Oh, and we see that, nay. Can you see they earn less because this is 5,500, whereas this divided by 5 is way more,
it's 16,000.
16,000.
That's
Okay. What suggestions can you offer to solve the problem of the workload? Now you see it's 2 points, nay? Each one counting 4. So what would you do?
Move some of the sales people to
That's it. One of the things you'll definitely do is make the sales staff less, ne? And train them to repair stuff. What's the other thing you would do? Because what is it that you just said about their earnings?
It's a lot. It's unfair.
It's an unfair amount of money difference. So what are you going to do for the guys repairing stuff?
Oh, can you increase the salary?
You're going to increase their salary because now think now, ne? We say, oh, it makes sense that we're going to take the guy that is a salesperson and we're going to train him to be a repairman. But what's going to happen? He's going to take a dive in salary, ne? So is he going to be happy? No, definitely not. Is it going to be fair to him? No. And how are you going to choose which one of the 5 you're going to actually demote? You see?
Can you do the whole commission situation?
That's a good thing. You can start implementing a commission basis. You give your salespeople and your repairers a basic salary with commission per item.
Ma'am, can the repair staff, their qualifications, can they impact them getting an increase on their salary?
Yeah, I'm quite sure. How would you word it?
No, is it like, no, my question is just that if they don't have much qualification, then they wouldn't get paid more.
Okay, so how are you going to solve it? Encourage them to go for training and courses like that. Ne? I have to personally say it's just different skills because the guys who are fixing the stuff also had to be trained. The guys who are selling the stuff, did they really get training? So yes, it's true. It's usually your handiwork people are the people seen as the lower class worker. But in actual fact, salespeople in front in the store, most of you guys while you are studying, you do that as an extra job. Yeah, which is actually unfair, whereas the people who are doing the repairing had to get training to do it. Let's quickly see what the paper memo says. Let me not just think stuff up. Okay? Look there. Train the sales staff members to do repairs. Suggest incentives, bonuses, overtime pay. Negotiate a better wage package. Train staff to work in other departments, have a rotation. Employ temporary staff for when it's so busy. But what I actually want you to see is with this question, you can't get 0. Ne? Because basically any opinion will get 2 ticks. And if I think your answer is not really written nicely in a full sentence, I can still give you 1 tick. Ne? Sister, all my videos. Here we go. Next one.
Ma'am, you're not in the mood to write that.
Not really. Am I ever? Not if it's not numbers. Okay, sales trends. Refer to info G. Comment on the cash and credit sales figures. Explain why Brian is concerned and quote figures. Oh my goodness, can you see? And it only counts 3 marks, but there's so much they want. Comment on the cash and credit sales figures. Explain why Brian is concerned. Quote, figures for 3 marks. So in other words, you're going to say, obviously, the cash sales is less than budgeted. The credit sales is more than budgeted. Why would he be concerned?
Cash flow.
Cash flow.
And
He'd definitely be concerned about cash flow, because if it's credit sales, yeah, it looks good on your profit, but it doesn't look good in your bank because you're not getting money in. So let me just see how they marked it. Yes, I will write it if you think I don't want to, but I just want to make sure what they say. They say here, you have to comment on the cash sales, 1 tick, credit sales, 1 tick, comparison, 1 tick. They didn't even, can you see there, why is he concerned, doesn't even get a tick. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But in any case, so cash sales are lower than expected, and they got the difference there, they got the percentage there. Easiest is to say cash sales is actually so much while we budgeted so much. Same goes with the credit sales. So can you see, you have to mention cash sales and credit sales to get 2 ticks with the figures because you compared them. I think you'll get your 3 marks there anyway. Okay, that was a weird. It's difficult for me because I feel this question doesn't give you enough marks for everything you need to write. Okay, 3.5, variances. The budget and actual figures for November are provided. Comment on the control over fuel for the delivery vehicle and the consumable stores used for repairs. So can you see, once again, it's about linking them, né? So your fuel, you're going to link to your deliveries, né? And if they don't give you deliveries, you will link it to your sales. Your fee income will be linked to the consumables. Can you see, they actually gave it to you like that? They didn't give you delivery costs, but they did give you sales. So you're going to link it like that. Okay? So, what are we going to do? No, write everything I just said. So now I know. If I look, they already gave me the variances, né? So sales went down, okay? And fuel went down. But now I have to see, did the fuel go down in the same relation as the sales? Okay? How do I do it? I work it out as a percentage. So I'm going to say 20,800 divided 7898 percentage gives me what? Hmm? 2.6%. Okay? If I do this one, I say the fuel 19,900 over 707. What is that? 2.8. Okay, so now what are we going to say? The actual fuel was 2.8% of the actual sales, whereas the budgeted was 2.6. They budgeted 2.6, but the actual is 2.8.
Ma'am, can we look at the drop in the fuel and the drop in the sales and compare the two?
How are you going to do that?
Like, I think what we expected was to spend 20K, but then we spend 19K. So we want to see how much less in percentage wise did we spend on fuel.
So you did the change.
Yeah.
Okay, so what she did, okay, can you see this is what I did, is that first one, budgeted 2.6, actual 2.8. Ne? That's 2 marks already. So you can say, they say here it's not well controlled, ne? That's the only thing they say here. It's not well controlled because the expense is bigger. Also, you can take the two separate, where you do the total sales less the budgeted, ne? And the total fuel less the budgeted. So you say sales decreased with 11.4%, whereas fuel only decreased with 4.3%. It was also supposed to decrease with 11.4 if it was in line. Okay. So can you see there, Moshipiari? Can you see they didn't give you option there? It's not part of the memo. No, I'm lying. This is part of the memo because that's what you calculated, the 11.4. What did you calculate?
No, I'm just asking to ask. Because the way that you're doing it, it doesn't.
So, okay, talk to me. Let me finish this and then we talk. Okay, now can you see with the consumable stores and the fee income, you're going to do exactly the same. Your consumable stores is 8,000 budget, fee income 32 budget. What percentage does that give me? Come, Popelo, work out. 25. If I look here, 12.1
It's the same.
over 66 gives me 18. Okay, so can you see this is well controlled? So why would they use less consumable stores? Remember this budget is the budget of what we're going to buy. You hear me? It's about the cash going out. Now what do we know about consumable stores? We never use, it's very seldom that we use everything we have. There's always some products that's taken over from last year to this year. So if I buy Andy, I might have 7 bottles left, meaning next year I'm only going to buy 10 bottles. But does it mean I'm only going to use 10 bottles? No, because I'm going to use that 7 bottles first, and then I start using from the 10. But in my budget, I'm only going to show that I budgeted for the 10 that I need to buy, because I don't budget for that which is left. You guys got me? Okay, so they will say the wording would be exactly the same. They say budget 25% of fee, actual 18.3 of fee. They want to see that you link the two. It's all about the linking. Okay. Moshpiori, talk to me about
I did
your.
it like that. It's literally 798.